You shut your laptop and everything else stays open, your head still scrolling, promising 10 more minutes, while your chest tightens with a quiet guilt. You're not lazy, you're overloaded, carrying a stack of invisible obligations that never belong to you but feel mandatory anyway. No wonder you freeze. Your brain is trying to protect you from impossible terms. Tonight, we won't shame you or overhaul your life. We'll simply name the unwritten rules that are draining you and show how to redraw the line. Small, enforceable shifts that let the night be a night again. Stay with me for a gentle renegotiation you can actually do. You're not lazy, you're overloaded. The first day ends and a second one quietly starts. The makeup shift no one pays you for. The laptop is technically closed, but your brain stays logged in, cursor blinking somewhere behind your eyes. Early evening slides into night, and the day's noise still buzzes. Notifications pile up even with Do Not Disturb on. Dishes stare like a to-do list you can't archive. The room feels crowded with silent expectations. Reply to that message, fold that shirt, answer that DM, fix that tab you left open because it'll just take a second. Your shoulders rise a little, your breath thins. You hover between I should catch up and I can't even start, drifting through a fog of half attention. You scroll to delay choosing, telling yourself you'll begin when you feel ready, while the guilt clock keeps ticking. 10 more minutes becomes 40, then an hour of nothing that counts. You're not resting, not producing, just performing the posture of okay, while your body whispers, I'm not. Even the quiet feels loud. Every object seems to want a piece of you. The calendar on the wall, the unwashed mug, the ping you didn't hear but still anticipate. Your mind keeps reopening threads, rehearsing replies, replaying small misses from earlier. You count and recount what should have happened. You draft private apologies to no one in particular. And under all of it, there's a slow leak you can feel but can't find. It is the tired but wired place, eyes gritty, attention jumpy, heart slightly braced. You promise yourself a small bargain. If I just do one more thing, then I'll rest. But the list does what lists do when they're fed at night. It grows. So you stall, because starting feels like surrendering the only control you have left. You are not malfunctioning. You are carrying more than the number of tasks suggests. You've been awake inside a backlog all day, and now evening asks you to live there again. The real drain isn't just the tasks, it's the invisible contract you've been honoring without ever signing. Somewhere along the way, you picked up rules that lurk behind your behavior. Always be reachable, reply fast or you're failing. A good day fixes all the undone days. Rest is allowed after the list is empty. None of this bears your signature. It's seeped in, from teams spread across time zones, jobs that praised quickness over clarity, feeds that reward constant presence, and an old story that says worth equals output. Under those terms, your system stops being a system. It becomes a courtroom. Everything is evidence. Every pause becomes guilt. Even small wins feel like they're only proving you should do more. When your brain senses endless expectations, it protects you by stalling. Not because you're broken, but because the terms are impossible. Your life begins to run on avoid disappointment instead of support energy. There's no clear off-ramp at the end of the day, no small, humane win that tells your nervous system that's enough for now. There's no clean handoff to tomorrow, just unpaid mental invoices stacking up, each one marked overdue. The inbox becomes a morality play, the dishes become a referendum. The ping of a message becomes a summons. And in that climate, effort can't replenish itself. You get strategic with delay because delay is the only place that feels like choice. The problem isn't motivation, it's unexamined terms, the way you've been taught to measure goodness against an infinite queue. Remote life and freelance rhythms, flexible in theory, turn doorless in practice. You carry the office in your pocket and the client in your head. You keep promising a brighter burst of productivity to redeem the day's drag, and the promise keeps outrunning you. What looks like procrastination is often a protest. It's your mind saying, I won't move until you make this fair. What if tonight isn't about proving anything? What if it's about renegotiation? You're not behind, you're overcontracted.
You don't need a brand new self, you need better terms with the one you already are. Imagine you're the union rep for your future self, stepping quietly into the room with a clipboard and a gentle spine. Your job isn't to push harder, it's to make the work humane. Not everything deserves to follow you into the night. Some things can wait, some can shrink, some can end without punishment. This isn't quitting, it's right-sizing. It's moving from I owe the world everything to I offer what I can, clearly.
When the terms are kinder, energy returns. When there's a defined off-ramp, your body stops bracing. And when tomorrow has a clean handoff, you can stop living inside the backlog and start living inside a day. You don't have to fix your whole system tonight. You only have to stop letting the invisible system run you. You can choose an evening that doesn't try to repay the debt of every unfinished day, only to take care of the next honest inch. You can treat attention like a renewable resource instead of a test you keep failing. You can let the night be what it is supposed to be, a boundary, a dimmer switch, a small room where you put things down so you can pick them up again with a better grip. Renegotiation doesn't ask for speeches or commitments you can't keep. It asks for terms you can enforce at 9 p.m., not promises you'll resent at 11. Start with two truths. You're carrying too many rules, and none of them were signed. Then add this. Kindness is not indulgence. It's accurate math about how humans work. Give yourself a fair contract and watch how the system begins to breathe.
Tonight, we make tiny, enforceable edits. 5 moves, 10 minutes total, no heroics. First, do a 3-line contract audit, 2 minutes. On a scrap of paper, write 3 unwritten rules you're carrying right now. For example, I must answer messages immediately. My space must be spotless before bed. If I didn't finish today, I must work late. Cross out one entirely. Literally draw a line through it and write not a rule. Postpone one with specific terms. Not tonight, revisit at 10:30 a.m. tomorrow.
Keep one, but shrink it. Turn the rule into a 2-minute version. For example, reply to just one message, or put only dishes in the sink, not wash everything. Next, do a 1 square meter reset, 2 minutes. Choose a tiny area your morning eyes will meet, the desk chair, the bedside table, the kitchen counter. Spend 120 seconds only in that square. Clear the chair, lay a notebook and pen, put a glass by the kettle. Not the whole room, only what future you will see first. Let it be a visual permission slip to begin without thinking. Then make a quiet boundary switch, 2 minutes. Set a micro status on your chat or phone for the next 90 minutes. Offline, back tomorrow at 10:30. Activate a focus mode labeled Repair. Silence one specific thread that triggers you. Not all notifications, just the noisiest one. This single cut often reduces 50% of the mental pull. After that, do a handoff in 60 seconds, 1 minute.
Open your notebook or notes app and title a page, I stopped here. Write one sentence, tomorrow start by single step. For example, open file X and write 3 bullet points. Place the item you need, file link, book, shoes, water bottle, where your hand will touch it first thing. Make the path idiot-proof. Finally, choose a body exit cue, 3 minutes. Pick a non-screen closing ritual that tells your nervous system the day is done. 3 rounds of 4-6-8 breath, inhale 4, hold 6, exhale 8, a 90-second doorway stretch, or a slow step outside for 3 breaths while you feel the air and name one sound. Then turn off one light you usually leave on. Let that switch become your nightly contract is closed signal. Optional, but powerful. If guilt pops up, read your audited terms out loud. Not a rule, not tonight, this is enough. Notice what already shifted. The room didn't become perfect, but the pressure eased. You told your brain the night doesn't have to hold the whole world. You drew a line. You set a handoff. You made a landing strip for tomorrow. Small, quiet, human. This is how energy returns. Not with a dramatic overhaul, but with better terms repeated gently. Each evening, cancel one rule that never belonged to you. Create 1 square meter that welcomes you back. Leave one sentence that takes your hand in the morning. Let one light be your closing bell. You are allowed to be a person who ends the day without finishing the day. You are allowed to make work humane for the you who has to do it. When you do, your effort finally has somewhere to rest. The backlog doesn't get to live in your chest. It can live on paper, parked with a time and a first step.
The office can return to being a place you enter, not a posture you wear. The clients can have a tomorrow because you gave yourself one. Tonight counted because you chose it on purpose, not because you cleared everything. And that choice, repeated, is what makes momentum feel like kindness rather than pressure. The contract is yours now. You can edit it again tomorrow and the day after, shaping a life that supports energy instead of punishing pauses. Let this be ordinary and steady. A small audit, a square of reset, a modest boundary, a one-line handoff, a ritual that tells your body, enough. Sleep will have a clearer path to you. Morning will have a place to begin. And the noise that kept buzzing can fade, not because you outran it, but because you decided where it ends. Tomorrow will feel lighter because you chose it that way.